Ladies and gentlemen, time is the one asset every human being receives in equal measure. 24 hours in a day. No more, no less. The difference between a wasted life and a legendary one lies in how we choose to invest those hours. If you wish to rise above mediocrity and walk the path of greatness, then spend time like this. When a man or woman rises each morning without a definite aim, the day becomes a battlefield without a map. Minutes slip away to trivial tasks, hours dissolve into distractions, and the evening arrives with nothing meaningful accomplished. But when you begin your day by carving out time for clarity, everything changes. Clarity is the compass of achievement. It tells you not only where you are going, but also why the journey matters. It sharpens your choices and burns away confusion. Think of a magnifying glass under the sun. Scattered light warms, but concentrated light ignites. The same is true of your time. A clear purpose concentrates your energy, turning ordinary effort into extraordinary results. Without it, you may work hard, but you will drift endlessly from one thing to another, never quite arriving anywhere worth reaching. Clarity demands that you ask yourself bold questions. What do I truly want? What kind of life am I building? What contribution must I make with the hours I've been given? When you answer with honesty and courage, the fog of uncertainty begins to lift. Every task, every conversation, every decision is weighed against the vision you have declared. You begin to live by design, not by default. Spending time in clarity is not a luxury. It is a necessity. It is the act of stepping aside from the noise of the world and giving yourself permission to see the road ahead. A few minutes each day invested in defining your purpose can save you years of wasted wandering. Growth is the secret currency of time well spent. Every day you are either moving forward or sliding backward, but you are never standing still. To spend time in growth is to treat each hour as an investment in the person you are becoming. Knowledge, skills, discipline, character. These are the invisible assets that compound quietly until one day the world calls you lucky, when in truth you simply prepared. Think of the farmer who plants seeds in spring. For months he may see little change, yet beneath the soil, roots are spreading, strength is forming. In the same way, the hours you dedicate to reading, studying, practicing, and learning may not yield immediate applause, but they are expanding your capacity for tomorrow's opportunities. Growth works in silence, but its results speak louder than any excuse. Too many people wait for chance to open doors for them, yet the doors of success open most readily to those who have sharpened their keys in advance. Every skill you acquire, every lesson you master, every new perspective you embrace becomes a key. One day when opportunity knocks, you will be ready not by accident but by design. Growth also demands discomfort. Muscles only strengthen when pushed beyond their limits, and the mind is no different. If you spend your time only where it feels easy and safe, you will remain the same. But if you dare to stretch, to wrestle with difficulty, to face the unfamiliar, you unlock potential you never knew you had. When you look back years from now, it will not be the hours spent in idleness that define you, but the hours you poured into building yourself. To spend time in growth is to respect the future version of yourself enough to prepare him, to strengthen her, to give them the tools to win. Action is the bridge between vision and reality. You may dream of a greater life, you may plan, study, and imagine, but until you step forward and put your hands to the work, nothing changes. Time spent in action transforms thoughts into tangible results. Every movement, however small, is a declaration that you are serious about your destiny. There are countless individuals overflowing with ideas but starving for results because they never take the leap. They wait for perfect conditions, believing that someday the winds of fortune will blow in their favor. But perfection never arrives. The soil is never completely ready. The stars are never perfectly aligned. Those who achieve are not those who wait, but those who act in spite of uncertainty. Action has a mysterious power. Once you begin, momentum gathers. The first step leads to the second, and before you know it, you are running where once you only crawled. A single phone call made, a page written, a skill practiced. These small actions, repeated daily, compound into extraordinary outcomes. And here lies the secret. The habit of consistent action builds confidence, while hesitation feeds fear. You may stumble, you may fall, but even failure in action is worth more than perfection in thought. Mistakes are not the enemy, they are instructors disguised as setbacks. Every action taken teaches you something about the world, about others, about yourself. With each lesson learned, you sharpen your edge and strengthen your resolve. The world rewards not the thinker who never moves, but the doer who dares to try. Action separates the dreamers from the achievers, the talkers from the builders. If you wish your time to matter, if you wish your life to carry weight, you must spend it in bold, decisive movement. For only by acting does the vision in your heart step out into the light of reality. The company you keep is the mirror that reflects your future. Every hour you spend with others is either lifting you upward or pulling you downward, and there is no neutral ground. To spend time with the right people is to place yourself in an atmosphere that breathes ambition, discipline, and possibility. The wrong companions will drain your spirit with doubt and distraction, but the right ones will set your vision ablaze. Look around you. Are those closest to you encouraging you to rise higher, or are they content to see you remain as you are? The truth is simple mediocrity is contagious, but so is greatness. If you walk with those who accept limits, you will learn to live small. If you walk with those who challenge boundaries, you will discover how vast your potential truly is. The right people do not flatter you into comfort. They awaken you into growth. They hold you accountable. They remind you of your goals when you are tempted to drift. They inspire you by the standard of their own lives. One conversation with the right mentor, one exchange with a driven friend, can plant a seed of transformation that years of solitude could not achieve. Do not underestimate the power of association. You may think you are immune, but slowly, quietly, the attitudes and habits of those around you become your own. Time spent in negative company poisons ambition, but time spent in the presence of visionaries multiplies courage, creativity, and belief. If you desire greatness, you must have the courage to distance yourself from those who do not share your mission and draw near to those who do. Surround yourself with people who see not only who you are, but who you can become. When you are in their presence, you will find your energy renewed, your standards raised, and your possibilities expanded. Spend your time with the right people, for they are the architects who help shape the foundation of your future. Life does not reward mere activity, it rewards thoughtful activity. A person may work tirelessly rushing from one task to another, yet at the end of the year discover they have circled in place. The difference between motion and progress is reflection. To pause to examine, to measure your steps, that is how you ensure that your effort is not wasted. Time spent in reflection is not time lost, it is time multiplied, for it converts experience into wisdom and mistakes into stepping stones. At the close of each day, when the noise of the world grows quiet, ask yourself, what did I accomplish today? Did I act in alignment with my purpose, or did I allow distractions to rob me? Where did I stumble, and what can I learn from it? These questions are the chisels that carve success out of raw experience. Without them, days blend into weeks and weeks into years, with no meaningful change. Reflection is the discipline of honest self-conversation. It demands courage, for it forces you to look at your shortcomings as well as your triumphs. Many avoid it, fearing the discomfort of truth, but those who embrace it discover freedom. For once you see your errors clearly, you can correct them. Once you acknowledge your victories, you can build upon them. Reflection transforms confusion into clarity and regret into resolve. Consider how great inventors, leaders, and thinkers always made time for solitude, for journaling, for silence. They understood that the mind, like a field, produces its best harvest only after being cultivated. Reflection is the cultivation of thought. It allows you to step back from the rush of living and truly see the path you are walking. To live without reflection is to repeat the same mistakes again and again, but to live with reflection is to grow wiser with every season. Spend your time reflecting, not to dwell in the past, but to prepare more powerfully for the future. For in those quiet moments of review, you gain direction, strength, and the certainty that your life is not merely happening, but being shaped with purpose. The highest use of time is not only in building yourself, but in lifting others. You may achieve wealth, power, and recognition, but if all of it ends with you, then your success dies the moment you do. Service is the act of planting seeds in soil you may never personally harvest. It is giving of your energy, your wisdom, your encouragement, so that others may rise alongside you. Time spent in service is never wasted, for it creates ripples that stretch far beyond what your eyes can see. Service is not weakness, it is strength. It is the courage to put aside the narrow focus of me and embrace the broader vision of way. When you extend a hand to someone struggling, you do more than help them. You strengthen your own spirit. When you share knowledge with one who is searching, you sharpen your own understanding. In serving others, you become larger, not smaller. Too many chase fulfillment in possessions, yet find their hands still empty. The truth is, fulfillment comes from contribution. You can accumulate riches and still feel hollow, but give of yourself, and you will discover a wealth no vault can contain. Service makes time sacred, for it transforms ordinary hours into eternal impact. And do not mistake service for grand gestures alone. It is as simple as offering encouragement when someone feels unseen, as powerful as mentoring someone who needs direction, as meaningful as using your skills to solve another's problem. These moments of giving may seem small, but to the receiver they can be life-changing. The paradox of life is that the more you give, the more returns to you. A business that serves its customers with integrity thrives. A leader who serves their people earns loyalty. A person who serves their community creates a legacy that lives long after they are gone. Service is the law of increase. What you sow into others multiplies back into your own life in ways you could never predict. To spend time in service is to understand that greatness is not measured by how high you climb, but by how many you bring with you. If you desire your days to carry meaning, if you wish your life to echo beyond your years, then pour part of your time into serving others. For in the end, the value of a life is not in what was kept, but in what was given. My friends, time is life itself. Guard it as treasure, invest it as capital, and spend it with precision. Do this, and your days will not merely pass, they will build a legacy. So I ask you today, how will you spend your time from this moment forward?